This week on Cruisin' New England. Have you ever ridden in a steam car? Today we will. And I want to welcome you to another edition of Cruisin' New England. Today I'm in Central Maine to meet up with an old friend. Today we're going to have a look at some rare vintage motorcycles, some classic cars, and a whole lot more right here on Cruisin' New England. All my life, I've been cruising New England, meeting great people, visiting amazing places, and discovering wonderful classic and custom car collections, nostalgic automobilia, and so much more. Come on and join our adventure. I'm Paul Manette. Let's go cruising.
This episode of Cruisin' New England is brought to you by McMokin Chevrolet, where there is always 250 new Corvettes to choose from. National Parts Depot stocks over 135,000 parts for your classic Mustang, Cougar, Camaro and Firebird, Chevelle and GTO, Ford and Chevy truck, Bronco and Thunderbird. With 4 massive warehouses nationwide and the industry's best in-stock ratio to get the parts you need right now. Nobody beats NPD's quality, speed, and service. For your free catalog, call 888-893-FAST or visit npdlink.com.
When you're cruising for a new Corvette, you'll find it at McMulkin.net.
See why more Corvette enthusiasts trust McMulkin Chevrolet in Nashua, New Hampshire, the largest Corvette dealer in the world. You heard that right. Nobody in the world sells more Corvettes than McMulkin Chevrolet in New Hampshire. With a team of specialists dedicated to Corvette sales, we make it easy to drive the great American sports car. Call us today to experience why McMulkin has become the #1 Corvette dealer in the world.
Experience the difference with the world's largest Corvette dealer.
Make it McMulkin Chevrolet.
I'm Dick Shappy, and this is Dick Shappy Vintage Auto Sales. Contact me to make your nostalgic dreams come true. From the age of elegance, I only sell the finest vintage American cars and motorcycles. Come to my Providence, Rhode Island showroom where I sell only the best in Packard, Cadillac, Pierce Arrow, Locomobile, LaSalle, and Duesenberg. We also feature the finest and rarest motorcycles: Pope, Curtis, Flying Merkel, Harley Davidson, Indian. If you're looking for something vintage special, think Dick Shappy.
Your special moments are something to remember. For weddings, portraits, and special events, contact Sparks Fly Photography.
So we're back, and I'm with my old friend, Peter Prescott. You got a whole bunch of new stuff you want to show me today.
Yes, I do.
Where are we going to start?
I'm going to start right here with this board track sculpture.
Now, board track racing was pretty dangerous, wasn't it?
Oh, it sure was. These bikes were made, there was no brakes on the bikes.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
And people ask, how are we going to stop? I said, you got to drag your foot, and imagine you probably should consider dragging both feet.
Board track motorcycle racing was incredibly popular in the early part of the 20th century. Racers competed at speeds reaching and sometimes exceeding 100 miles an hour on wooden tracks that could be as long as 2 miles around, with banks as steep as 60 degrees. So, Peter, there hasn't been board track racing for almost 100 years.
That's correct. And what they were doing back before it was canceled out is they were building board tracks and racing indoors with what they call board track motorcycles, which the sculpture is, and they were racing with no brakes.
That's unbelievable. How dangerous is that? I know people have even gotten killed on these bikes.
That's exactly correct. And a very, very bad accident in New Jersey in the 1920s canceled the whole deal.
So why did you buy this sculpture?
Oh, because I think it's just absolutely great, and my goal is to make a section of board track with the real bikes, with mannequins on the bikes, so it would be the same as this sculpture.
So this is going to be a full-size, life-size version of this sculpture?
That's exactly right.
So I know you've gotten a good start on finding the 5 bikes that are actually on this sculpture.
I have a Flying Merkle.
Flying Merkles were built in Middletown, Ohio from 1911 until 1915. All Merkles were built in distinctive Merkle orange.
I have the Indian.
Indian Motorcycles of Springfield, Massachusetts was the world's largest and America's most popular motorcycle before World War II.
That is a Harley-Davidson, 1912 Harley-Davidson.
Harley-Davidson motorcycles have been built in Milwaukee, Wisconsin since 1901. Harley has been a presence in every era of motorcycle history.
And the Excelsior.
Excelsior Autocycles were assembled in Chicago from 1907 through 1931. Excelsior was the first motorcycle to break the 100 miles per hour barrier.
And I'm trying to get a Cyclone.
Now, let's talk about the Cyclone. Now, I know that's the last one you really want to get, but they're pretty tough to find.
Oh, they're not only tough to find, they're pretty expensive.
The Cyclone board track motorcycle may be the holy grail for early motorcycle collectors. It was a speed record holder and often a winner on the track. The Cyclone was only built for a few years and is unbelievably rare. So, Peter, what makes a board racing motorcycle?
Oh, they're pretty simple. Their bikes were built to run on a board track, and they've had very big power, and the drivers were pretty famous drivers. As a matter of fact, the drivers were more a household word. There was actually an average of 5 people that would travel, and that's what this sculpture is about, 5 different companies, and that they're more a household word than Babe Ruth, and were paid more than Babe Ruth.
So what are we going to see next, Peter?
I'd like to show you this one over here.
So, Peter, I know you're a Ford guy, but honestly, this is one of my favorites.
Yeah, this is a 63 Corvette, split window, a fuel-injected, Sebring silver with knockoff wheels. That's how it came from the factory.
Knockoffs usually refer to aftermarket parts, but not on a 63 Corvette. A very rare option, knockoff wheels were a racing-style single-hub wheel system.
And we had this car 25 years ago and did a lot of work on it, and then sold the car, and the fellow that bought it had it for 20 years, and he sold it back to us. And it's really amazing because we've redone every inch of this car except for the seats.
The 63 is a controversial Corvette because of the window.
Exactly right, and it's amazing because a lot of people, General Motors only did it 1 year, but a lot of people didn't like it, and they make a kit so you can saw the post out and put in a window and make it a 64. I mean, a solid piece of glass. And it's just amazing because it just ruins the car.
Ruined the car and the value went
That's exactly
dippity-doo-dah, right?
That's exactly.
All right, now I understand this is fuel injected?
Yes.
And it came that way from the factory?
Yes, it came fuel injected, knockoff wheels, Sebring silver. It's quite a car.
I was quite surprised to find out that these were knockoff wheels.
Yeah, that's 63. Those original knockoffs.
Let's talk about the pipes. Yep. Did this come with it in 63?
No, they were not on this car, but yes, it was an option. It was an option in 1963.
It really adds to the styling.
Yes, it does.
One of my favorites. A lot more with Peter Prescott from the state of Maine when we come back. When you're cruising for a new Corvette, you'll find it at McMulkin.net.
See why more Corvette enthusiasts trust McMulkin Chevrolet in Nashua, New Hampshire, the largest Corvette dealer in the world. You heard that right. Nobody in the world sells more Corvettes than McMulkin Chevrolet in New Hampshire. With a team of specialists dedicated to Corvette sales, we make it easy to drive the great American sports car. Call us today to experience why McMulkin has become the #1 Corvette dealer in the world.
Experience the difference with the world's largest Corvette dealer.
Make it McMulkin Chevrolet.
Do you have a child with food allergies? Does your school need help managing food allergies? I'm Gina Minette-Lee, a nationally recognized food allergy author, educator, and consultant. I provide a common-sense, fact-based approach to managing food allergies at home and at school. For more information, visit foodallergyconsulting.com.
for Gold, the place to sell your unwanted gold and diamonds. Where you sell your jewelry is as important as where you buy it. We at Cash for Gold are diamond and gold specialists. We will buy all size diamonds, gold chains, rings, bracelets, silver coins, and even broken jewelry. Often we pay 2 to 3 times higher than pawn shop prices. We also pay up to 90% of the daily price of both diamonds and gold. We are the original, authentic, family-run Cash for Gold and have been for more than 28 years. Visit us at 527 South Broadway, Route 28 in Salem, New Hampshire.
National Parts Depot stocks over 135,000 parts for your classic Mustang, Cougar, Camaro and Firebird, Chevelle and GTO, Ford and Chevy truck, Bronco and Thunderbird. With 4 massive warehouses nationwide and the industry's best in-stock ratio to get the parts you need right now. Nobody beats NPD's quality, speed, and service. For your free catalog, call 888-893-FAST or visit npdlink.com.
So we're back, and I'm with Peter, and this doesn't look much of a race car to me.
Oh, it is.
Well, tell me about it.
Well, this has been in the Great Race, I think, 6 times. We've been in the Great Race, and it's really good car. Now, the race is not to see how fast you can go. It's a time-distance rally, and it's quite a situation.
The Great Race is an annual interstate rally featuring vintage, all-original automobiles. Accuracy and precision wins this race, not the fastest car. Later model vehicles are handicapped while earlier cars are rewarded. It looks like a walking billboard of advertising. All these people paying you for all of this, or what?
Well, I hope so. Keep it running. Gasoline costs money.
Tell me about the vehicle itself.
The vehicle's a 48 Ford. We kid with everybody and tell them it's only 48 Ford four-door convertible because we got a convertible top, you see. But it's really a stock, and the car's been absolutely unbelievable. My friend Ed found the car, and we bought it, and everything worked. And
so tell me about the Great Race.
The Great Race is a race in the country. Every year it has a different route. This last year, it went from Warwick, Rhode Island to Fargo, North Dakota. And the normal deal is 9 days, right around 2,500 miles, and it's a time-distance rally. And if you look in there, it's got a special speedometer and it's got a clock. So if you look at these stickers, these are called aces, and this is an ace. You only get this if your section is absolutely 0. And you see...
So you're talking perfect?
More than perfect, I think.
So it looks like you did pretty well.
Well, I bought the stickers.
How many competitors were in the race?
130.
Wow, that's quite a race. And what type of cars would you see in the race?
Yes, there's cars allowed up to 1972. Cars are allowed up to 1972. The 1972 or older. And the newer the car, the more demerit. You added a penalty to your scoring, which is a real problem, especially when you realize that after driving 2,500 miles in 9 days, the winner is maybe off by 1 minute and 8 seconds or 1 minute and 6 seconds. The winner in the last 2 years has been 1916, 1917.
You follow? Right.
See, so those things are monstrous to drive, but they don't get any demerit.
So this next car, now that looks like a race car to me. Let's go look at it.
All right.
So, Peter, this looks like a race car to me, and I can't believe it's in your collection.
Yeah, well, it is. It's a 2005 Ford GT that was modeled after the GT and the Le Mans race where Ford took first, second, and third and beat Ferrari, and it's really a great car.
It's also limited edition, too. They didn't make many of these.
That's exactly right.
The 2005 Ford GT was an extremely limited edition that paid homage to the legendary Ford GT40, developed for Ford by Carroll Shelby. The GT40 won an unprecedented 4 consecutive 24 hours of Le Mans races in the 1960s. Shelby was integral in the development of this later edition as well. You said it was, modeled after, a famous sports car. What's under the hood?
Yeah, V8. Really packing some horsepower, supercharged V8, and it's made to go. made to handle, you know.
I was really surprised to see this as part of your collection because you basically stay in that classic car era.
But this is going to be a classic one of these days.
One of these days.
But I couldn't pass up on this when they when they started making them. I thought that was really neat, you know.
So do you drive it?
Oh, I have, yes.
The big question is how fast have you had it up?
Oh, my God. What do you work from?
Come on, come on. I'm not from the state of Maine, so...
Oh, I had it up pretty good.
Pretty good. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
When we come back, a lot more Cruisin' New England from the state of Maine.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This free book reveals little-known secrets about annuity strategies that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. Call right now for your free book. And as a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report. Both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today.
Call 800-555-1212.
Look! A car! Hurry up!
Aren't you gonna buckle?
Are you serious right now?
Yes.
We are the last two people on Earth.
I am safer out there than with a dangerous driver.
Come on, get back in the car. You'll die.
You are putting yourself at risk with your dangerous behaviors.
Text me when you get home.
Oh, and 3 things to remember for the future. Slow down, buckle up, and look both ways. Don't be a zombie. Look both ways.
So we're back, and I guess in this segment, we're all in black. What do we have?
Yeah, you've got a black pickup. This is a 1932 steel half-ton pickup. And, you know, it's just a wonderful, it was a wonderful vehicle back then. And this is the first year of this model. The models were T's and then A's, and then they went into this model for 1932 up.
So pickup trucks are all the rage today. How come we don't see many of these?
Because they were all worked out and gone.
Worked to death, huh?
That's exactly right.
So what are we going to see next, Peter?
I'd like to show you this one over here. All right, this is the sister vehicle. It's a 1932 Roadster pickup, identical to the one we just looked at, except it's a convertible top.
So how rare is it to have a convertible top on a pickup truck?
Pretty rare, and they only made it a few years, and then they quit, so. But it was cheaper, you know, so.
Other than the convertible top, it's the same truck.
Absolutely.
So now we're going to go to a black car.
Yes.
So, Peter, I guess three's a charm.
Well, I hope so. I don't have to buy any more, but this is a 1932 sedan delivery, very rare. This is very much rarer than the pickups. And this was a car the back windows were sealed off, and we took it to a shop called L&B and put a back door in.
So other than that, it's all stock.
That's exactly right.
You've added a bunch of cars to your enormous collection.
Yeah, maybe I wish I didn't, but this is a 1933 Ford Roadster called the Cabriolet because it's got a front seat and a really a nice car. I already had one, but this one came up for sale, so I thought I'd better add that. And it can show you, it's got an accessory that's very rare. If you look in there, you can see the clock radio. They used up the glove box and made the clock the same size as the speedometer. See it? It's crazy.
So you bought this all restored, because I know you do a lot of restorations yourself. Is this an original color for this vehicle?
Yes, this car's all original, but it's all redone.
Tell us about this vehicle.
This is a 1964 Ford 500 XL, which is the largest power plant that Ford made at the time. 427, dual 4-barrel, 4-speed, with a 411 rear end in it. And it's a really, really nice piece of gear.
What's got you going into the 60s now with your collection?
Because I ran out of stuff to buy in the 50s.
Because you got them all, right?
Yeah.
This was a gas guzzler, by the way, this particular vehicle.
This is mine is 6 miles a gallon.
Yeah. So tell us about the styling on this. Is this an original color that you bought?
Oh, yeah. The car's all original, but it's been all redone.
Now, did you redo it or someone else?
No, somebody else did.
Okay, is this something that you wanted to add to the collection?
Yes.
Or was it one that just came up?
Well, I wanted to add the convertible, which I got, and then I was able to get this.
So let's talk about the lights in the rear and how that looks.
Well, it's pretty neat. I think it's a really good style. Even today, it's a good style for today.
I mean, this was one of the cars, one of the first cars with the bucket seat styling too. Yeah. 1964. That's when it really picked up on that.
That's exactly right. All of the makers started going and picked up on the styling and changing it. So it's really come out neat.
So, Peter, any more black vehicles?
Yes, I got some real special ones I want to show you.
I don't know what I'm in for here.
Peter, this is quite a surprise because everybody knows how much I love pedal cars.
Yes, these are 1935 Cords. There's a rich man's and a poor man's.
Now, both of these are actually rich man cars. Now, these are original pedal cars. These are not reproduction pedal cars.
That's exactly right.
Okay, tell us a little bit about the pedal cars themselves.
Okay, the pedal cars are made so that they had two prices. This was shaped, designed after a 1935 Cord, supercharged, and one of them has regular pedal car wheels, and the other one has inflatable wheels, and the inflatable wheels, of course, was more money. Right. You know, but other than that, they're the same.
And these, you know, people love to know, you know, sometimes value. These pedal cars are worth a lot of money. You could actually almost buy a car for what these two cost. So what do you think the value is on something like these?
Oh, I have no idea, but it's a very high value.
I'm going to take a guess at it. Between $5,000 and $7,000. Am I in the range?
I would say.
Yeah. Beautiful. I'm glad you shared that with me. A lot more with Peter in the state of Maine, right here on Cruisin' New England. When you're cruising for a new Corvette, you'll find it at McMulkin.net.
See why more Corvette enthusiasts trust McMulkin Chevrolet in Nashua, New Hampshire, the largest Corvette dealer in the world. You heard that right. Nobody in the world sells more Corvettes than McMulkin Chevrolet in New Hampshire. With a team of specialists dedicated to Corvette sales, we make it easy to drive the great American sports car. Call us today to experience why McMulkin has become the #1 Corvette dealer in the world.
Experience the difference with the world's largest Corvette dealer.
Make it McMulkin Chevrolet.
I'm Dick Shappy, and this is Dick Shappy Vintage Auto Sales. Contact me to make your nostalgic dreams come true. From the age of elegance, I only sell the finest vintage American cars and motorcycles. Come to my Providence, Rhode Island showroom where I sell only the best in Packard, Cadillac, Pierce Arrow, Locomobile, LaSalle, and Duesenberg. We also feature the finest and rarest motorcycles. Pope, Curtis, Flying Merkel, Harley Davidson, Indian. If you're looking for something vintage special, think Dick Shappy.
National Parts Depot stocks over 135,000 parts for your classic Mustang, Cougar, Camaro and Firebird, Chevelle and GTO, Ford and Chevy truck, Bronco and Thunderbird. With 4 massive warehouses nationwide and the industry's best in-stock ratio, you get the parts you need right now. Nobody beats NPD's quality, speed, and service. For your free catalog, call 888-893-FAST or visit npdlink.com.
Cash for Gold, the place to sell your unwanted gold and diamonds. Where you sell your jewelry is as important as where you buy it. We at Cash for Gold are diamond and gold specialists. We will buy all size diamonds, gold chains, rings, bracelets, silver coins, and even broken jewelry. Often we pay 2 to 3 times higher than pawn shop prices. We also pay up to 90% of the daily price of both diamonds and gold. We are the original, authentic, family-run Cash for Gold and have been for more than 28 years. Visit us at 527 South Broadway, Route 28 in Salem. So we're back, and again, I'm with Peter Prescott in the central part of Maine. And Peter, I drove all the way up here from Cape Cod, a 4.5-hour drive, because you wanted to show me this particular vehicle.
That's exactly
Tell me about it.
Well, this is a 1909 Stanley Steamer mountain bus, and they were built because the gasoline vehicles wouldn't go up the mountain to the top. So they built this steam car because it'll just keep chugging and going, and so it's really quite a vehicle. So
this was built specifically for mountain climbing?
That's it. That's why they call it mountain bus.
Stanley steamers were manufactured in New England from 1902 to 1924. At a time when steam cars were relatively popular, the Stanley was the steam car of choice. Many models were big, powerful, and even luxurious. Now, we're talking about here a mountain bus that's also brass era. So let's talk about the brass that you have on this. You have the headlights, you've got some lamps on the side. Even the wheels have some brass on it.
That's exactly right.
So I know that this top actually comes down.
Yes.
So it can actually be a convertible.
Not only that now, but the back two seats snap out, so you can put a truck body in there to carry luggage.
Wow. So it's a conversion there.
You might want to take a look at all of the valves and things that take to make it run.
Yeah, right. And they're right there on the dash.
I have to take the driver with me so we can go cruising.
Let's talk about steam. This is a steam engine vehicle. Let's talk about it.
Okay, well, steam. I always kidded with everybody that a steam car, you'd fire it up and go for a ride, and if you stopped in a lounge to have a beer or whatever, it'd take you 2 hours to get it going. That's not true, because once they get the boiler up, it'll last quite a few hours, so you could come out like a regular car and get it and go.
So in 1909, gasoline had established itself with automobiles. How did a steam engine survive?
Well, I think a steam engine is, if you think about it, it's much easier to get water than it is to get gasoline, one. And two, a steam engine is totally different, because once you've got it going, it just goes and goes and goes.
Well, let's talk about the release of the steam. When do you release it, and how do you do it?
Well, the steam is released from the front. There's two faucets, really, that pour the steam out when it's done. You got to get it down, and it's pretty neat, because you have to back up to get rid of the water and the engine to make sure that it's all cleaned out. So when you're all done using it, you back up a little ways and clean the pipes out, and then blow off the steam. And
what happens if you don't blow off the steam?
You get a lot of corrosion.
So I know you need a mechanic. Do you need a plumber, too?
Well, I guess maybe with the help.
So, Peter, I'm not leaving without a ride.
Okay, well, I got to get my driver.
All right, let's go. I'm ready. The Stanley Steamer. It sounds more like a choo-choo train there, my friend Peter.
That's a horn. That's a train horn.
Now, are these things very difficult to keep running?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that, huh? Let's talk about how do you keep this running?
Well, you got to give us a warning of about a week when you're coming, so we can get it going.
So how far would you take this for a ride?
Oh, you go a long ways as long as you keep getting water.
So you need a pit crew, a water crew, huh?
Oh, yeah, you need the thing, and you see how neat it rides?
It's beautiful.
It doesn't ride bad at all.
No, it doesn't. Must have great suspension on this, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly right. 1909.
Is this one of your oldest vehicles in your collection, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, until I got this, I was really 1932 and up.
So what does your wife think of this vehicle?
Oh, she thinks it's great. I mean, this is a nice vehicle.
Have you taken her out on a moonlight cruise?
No, she hasn't decided to go yet.
Well, when she decides to go, will you let us know so we can come back and film that?
We have to take Andy with us.
You don't want me chaperoning.
Andy, you're very important here, aren't you, huh? Just in case, huh?
Job security.
I want to thank Peter for a great day here today in the state of Maine.
Well, thanks a lot, Paul, and thank you for coming.
I'm Paul Manette. Until next time, I'll be cruising New England.